Okay, last but certainly not least, Rolo. I mean, how do we fix the manosphere, man?
All right, I'm going to read something here before I go too crazy. So this is actually was a handwritten note that was given to me by a mother. Okay. Now I brought this out. Mother. I don't usually like to bring this one out because it's really kind of personal, but I will. It seems like it's appropriate right now. I got this probably about 4 years ago, I think. It says, Rolo, I'm a mom of 3 grown boys. Most of my best friends have boys. Delivered your book to my best friend's son who was struggling with a breakup and depression. It saved his life in more ways than one. Since then, I have recommended your book to all of our sons and to arm them with the knowledge and the tools to succeed. Thank you for giving me my sons back. Sincere thanks. I won't name it here, but this was and like she actually had to hand this to me because like she was crying when she gave it to me, right? So this is like really personal to me. So the reason why I keep this in my notebook right here is because that's why I'm fucking doing this. That's why I'm fucking doing it. Okay, so when I was, everybody was saying, well, when Rolo was just sitting around, typing out and having all these great conversations with these guys in the forum days, I didn't make any money off of this. I didn't show my face. I didn't have a podcast. I didn't have an audio thing. I didn't have jack fucking shit. All I did was talk about this, and all we did was have conversations about this, which then became essays that I wrote on the blog, which then became chapters in the book, and you guys know the rest of the history right here. So the reason I'm bringing this up is because we have had this conversation before, Donovan. In the CME, in the very first CME, we said exactly what we're saying right now. Not like almost verbatim is what we've been saying. We all need to come together and pool our strengths. Wonder Twin powers activate. Right. That's what we're trying to do. Okay. And it didn't come together then. And then we tried it again. I don't know, in 2020 or 2021, something like that. I'm glad Myron and Fresh got their podcast off the ground. That was great. That was a big boon for everybody. So like when rising tide lifts all boats, Fresh and Fit were the rising tide. Okay. I know that because it was myself and let's see who was Hotep Jesus and Aaron. We were the first ones on the show and in the infancy of the show. And I knew that you guys were onto something great and you guys are still onto something great. And I think we can still sort of like, dig this out from where we're at right now. I don't think the manosphere is dying. I don't think the manosphere is, I think we're changing. We always change. It has always fucking changed. In the 22 some odd years, I've seen it change probably 5 or 6 different times. Okay. But you know what hasn't changed? My reason for fucking doing this. I'm an ideas guy. I'm the guy that sits down here and I hash stuff out. I mean, Mike found me because I have a background in evolutionary psychology, so that was good. Michael and I are like kindred spirits. So like we do really, in Mike, I see a lot of Pat Campbell in there, and I'm not trying to stroke his ego or anything, but like I think that's why we work so well together. That's why Myron and Fresh work really well together, because they're kindred spirits. So they know they can finish each other's fucking sentences. Okay, so I think what we really need to do is if we're going to do this, I'm all for it. If you guys want to do a monthly meetup or however it works out, I just to sort of check in and make sure everybody's got
I'm all in
place. And I hate to use this term, but like it's almost as if we need some sort of gatekeeping right here. We need some checks and balances in all of this, because what happens here, and I'm guilty of this just as much as anybody else, is that we become our fucking personas. Okay, I am
personality. You say it all the
I don't know if you guys know this, but Rolo Tomasi is not actually my real name, so I guess I better quit.
Wait, what?
Sharp is not his real name. Mike's real name is actually Fresh. Was his mom didn't name him Fresh when he came out of the womb. I don't know if you know that. No. But and Myron's that's not his real name. Those are our online personas.
You guys have been lying to me this entire time.
Aaron is the only. It's because you're the oldest.
Yeah,
but I'm just going to say this. I'm just going to finish this off here. Is like the reason I do this. It's nice to be paid. It's nice to have the money. It's nice to be. It's nice to be appreciated. It's nice to have to. It's nice to be able to walk through a casino and have 4 or 5 people identify me as Rolo Tomasi. That's fucking awesome, right? It's nice to be able to go out and do Babes in Toyland. It's nice to be able to do all that stuff. It's nice to make a lot of money at this. I have moved to Vegas. I've absolutely changed my life as according to my persona. But we need to remember that there's a man behind the persona, and we need to remember that our brand is not who we are. Okay, so like when we are talking, I want to talk to the man. I don't want to talk to the brand. Okay, especially if we're going to be real with each other, then we better be fucking real with each other. So for all the times that we've been talking about how we need to sort of unite the tribes and everything like that, I 100% agree with that. I'm just waiting for it to happen. And so when we start becoming more about its business rather than it's what we're doing, like why are we doing this business in the first place? Mike's got Men of Action, and I've seen it's the only business, or it's the only group of guys that I have personally endorsed. And the reason why is because it's ground up. It's not top down. It's like, hey, we're going to save the world, and then all these guys are going to be okay. No, it's each one tell one. That's why I got behind what he was doing, and because it was on point and it was on message. And I think if there's one thing that will sort of keep us divided, it's losing the fucking plot. It's losing the narrative. It's not about this. It's not about this note anymore. It becomes about like, well, it's just business as usual. We need to get more people to watch the show. We need more eyes on the screen. We need more CTR. We need more impressions. We need more of this. It's not going to make any difference unless we're actually doing it for a real person. We got to be genuine. We have to be fucking authentic about the message that we have, because as soon as we lose that, all we're about is just the brand again. And then we just become our personas. Then we become Ziggy Stardust, right? We become this plastic, toy. We become this action figure that has nothing inside of it. It's just fucking a Ken doll. And I don't want that to be the future for anything that I've done. I know that other than Aaron here, I think I'm probably the oldest guy in the whole group here. I'm not going to be around forever. And I'm hoping that the legacy that I leave and the dent that I leave in the universe is going to be more about my books and more about the message and more about saving, mothers' sons than it is going to be about how much, what my market share was before I left or how much money I had in the bank. When Kevin Samuels died, you know how much money he had in the bank? $4.5 million fucking dollars. Did nothing with it. Had no further impact beyond that. And could have had more than that. You have to stay on fucking point, because if we don't stay on point, we're all going to go our own separate ways, and we're all going to be our own separate fucking brands. And if that's the case, then we're just going to do the same thing we did right after the CME and just go, everybody, hey, yeah, unity, great, awesome, solidarity, but we didn't do jack shit. So if we want to keep doing this and we want to have some sort of, union, or we want to have some sort of cohesion together, I'm all about that. If you want to do special events, if you want to do them in Vegas or South Dakota, or wherever you want to go fucking do them, I'm all about that. But we have to make sure that the message is the number one thing, because I don't care how many haters come at us. It's great to have this, united front and be able to defend against stuff like that, but it's only worth it if we're all on point and that's the reason that we're doing this. So if that's the case, then count me in. I'm ready to go.
Well, I want to add something to what you said. Because you mentioned, Kevin Samuels, and then Donovan and Angry Man were talking about the Black Manosphere before. One thing, right? And I really dislike to even say this, but the truth is the truth, and I kind of had to say it. The reason why the Black Manosphere died, right, is simply because Kevin Samuels didn't put his people on. Just going to be honest about it. He became famous. He blew up. He didn't, extend the ladder back and put his guys on, and it died. That's just what happened. Once he got into the mainstream, he didn't bring anybody up with him. And that's the cold hard truth. I hate to say that shit, but it's the truth. And, for us, we adopted a little bit of a different mindset where we're going to blow up and we're going to bring everybody up that came alongside us. And I've seen, everyone go off on their own and, build really successful independent channels. Everyone here is well over 100,000, where, before that was unheard of in the manosphere, right? So I think from this point forward, right, sticking together and doing periodic podcasts like this where guys are able to comment on culture, current events, etc., because things are changing rapidly. Every year, something new is going on, right? 2020, it was a TikTok boom. 2021, it was a pandemic and dealing with that. 2022, oh shit, Trump is going to run again. Like, every year, there's like a new thing going on. And the thing is with the Red Pill, it's not just women. It's the truth in general, right? You can apply it to so many different endeavors. So that's what I noticed was, the one thing on the Kevin Samuels legacy that I wish he did was put on his people. And he simply didn't. He simply didn't. It's just the truth, and it sucks. Maybe he didn't have enough time. Maybe that was the plan before he passed away. I know that he had something going on, but what I will say is when he did those Nicki Minaj collabs, when he did those big events, there was no shout out to anybody from the sphere. And it kills me because like a guy like Donovan Sharp platformed him like 80 times, and he never shouted him out. And I always was like, what the hell? Right? And I was like, we're not going to do that. So I think, we absolutely need to stand united and do periodic shows like this.
One of the things I just want to, I'll get to you in just a second, Mike. But one of the things I really need to emphasize here is that we wouldn't, like Aaron Clary of all people and myself would not be on a DHS terrorist watch list if what we were saying wasn't threatening to them. If it wasn't that important for them to go and funnel money through an NGO diverting hate to divert our traffic, divert your traffic too, by the way. You guys were on that list. Pearl was on that list. Aaron was on that list.
Modern Life wasn't,
was
right? He didn't make that.
He's not on the most wanted list.
Like they
NPR was on that list, right? All these people who are on this list, it's like, and I need to stress the point that it's not the people who are on the list, it's the fucking message. It's the message that we're putting out there. They don't, what they want to do is not necessarily take away your subs. They're shadow banning us. They're not even shadow banning us. They're overtly banning us. I don't know if Aaron has told you this, but we've had this conversation before. He's like, have you seen your subs go down? I'm like, my subs have flatlined. His super chats have flatlined. Everything has flatlined for the last year because of this, and still is, as far as I know. But the reason why we are on that list is because the message is what is threatening to them. They want to destroy the message. They want to destroy the messengers. The reason why they didn't focus on you guys and Pearl was because you were already demonetized. You weren't a threat at that point, because the only way they can destroy us is financially and monetarily.
We've lost subs too, man. It's like there's been, and here's the thing, it's with everyone in this genre. I've noticed this, right? Like, luckily for us, we've been like, kind of saw this coming. We've been building on Rumble. We've been prioritizing Rumble. But YouTube, absolutely. If you're on that DHS list, they absolutely have done something to whether fuck you up in the algorithm, on the viewers. If people that are subscribed to us even tell us, I'm subscribed to your channel. They automatically unsubscribe me, or I don't even know when you're live. It's crazy, dude.
Yeah. Let me.
Mike,
I want to say something real quick before we go on. As far as Black Manosphere is concerned, I want to pull up some stats here. So I want to let you guys know that the work we all did, me as a Hispanic man, you guys as African Americans, the work we all did from like say 2019 all the way up into the election, it mattered for something. Okay, the Harris campaign, traditionally African Americans vote in massive blocks in Democrats. They lost 10%. Guys, the number of African Americans that voted Republican I'm going to compare 2020 to 2024. It went up to 20% from 13%. Consider all the fucking messaging that they've had. Dude, 41% of Hispanics from 35% started voting Republican. The number of African-American men under the age of 50 that voted Republican was 30%. When you consider for the last 70 years, how it has been ingrained for African-Americans to vote Democrat, how incredible some of these numbers are. What I'm trying to tell you is what we did for 5 years fucking worked. It did work, because what we finally did was took minorities, Asian, Indian, Hispanic, Black minorities who had been brainwashed into voting Democrat for 70, 80 years, ever since the Dixiecrats. Finally, for the first time, when they saw the Harris campaign put Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion out there at a fucking strippers up there at a fucking political rally. Finally, African-American men, white men, black men said, that's not what I want in a wife. That is not the campaign I want to support. It used to be that Democrats were the party of the disenfranchised. Now the disenfranchised are men. We're the disenfranchised. And so because of that, when you keep showing when I'm listening to Jennifer Lopez at a Democrat rally crying about the scary orange man, bitch, why didn't you tell us about P. Diddy while you were sitting there fucking with her before you started telling me about Donald Trump? When I'm sitting there, Jennifer Lopez makes a movie about strippers robbing men. I'm sitting there watching Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B talking about robbing men when she was a stripper, and you put her up. You put her up at your Democrat rally. That's what you want. Finally, men woke up, and it didn't matter what color they were. They wanted a good woman. And there were two political parties, and one of them was like, how about traditional conservatism, masculinity, and Christianity, or whatever religion you believe in, Islam, whatever. How about we support this idea versus the other one where it's basically like, let's just promote super high body counts and like unlimited abortion. And so we got to that point, and finally, I just want to say the work we did, it worked. I don't care what anyone says. Black men under 50, twice as many of them voting Republican. You don't think all the YouTube stuff we did had something to do with that? You're out of your mind. That's why it happened. And so that was a huge, and I made the prediction before the election that massive numbers of African-American and Hispanic men were going to switch their vote from Democrat to Republican. And that's what happened. And that's why the president won by 6-7 million votes.
Yeah. And that's what goes back to what I said, your boos mean nothing to me. I've seen what you cheer for. You cheer for Lizzo. You cheer for Cardi B. You cheer for Megan Thee Stallion. And it's going back to, I think what Rolo said was right. We definitely need a gatekeeping situation with the manosphere, because the manosphere and all these content creators has kind of become like cryptocurrency. And all of these new channels are like useless little meme coins that are diverting away and making people hate the manosphere in general, because they just have this very, very, very bad overall messaging that they're just trying to make money from it. That's the only thing they're trying to do. And I have a name I'd like to propose. I think Angry Man and Aaron would understand. Actually, all these guys would probably understand it. But we need to call it the National Organization of Men Against Amazonian Masterhood. No ma'am from the Married with Children. We need to bring no ma'am.
That's funny.
Aaron remembers.
Is everything okay?
Donovan's his laptop died. So
let me throw one overarching point in here that I think is very important. I don't think you have to worry about the red pill going away, and the reason why is that as long as there's a male sex drive and they're lying about the sexes, there will always be a call for the red pill. It's not going away. They've tried it. That's why they're afraid of the message that we're sending out there. But, when men start getting laid and men and women are happy together again, then there won't be a need for us, because we'll be telling the truth about the sexes. But until you keep promoting this, frankly, feminist Marxist bullshit, where it's fun and fashionable to hate men and men are the oppressors, there will always be a red pill. And then you're fighting human nature. So I'm not worried about it going away. Really worried about your legacy. It's ensconced. It's chiseled in stone. And what guarantees it is that it's male nature. I'm sorry, we like you girls too much. So as long as that's here, there will always be. And I wish for the day we wouldn't need it. After they won World War II, the soldiers weren't like, well, let's stick around. They couldn't wait to go back home. I kind of like to get back to being an economist or something else. But until that point in time, and I hope any government people or normies out there are listening, keep lying.
Yeah.
Then we will never go away as long as you keep lying. Men's sex drive is not negotiable. You adapt because it's reality. And good luck in trying anything else.
Yeah, and the future of social media, if you've been studying blockchain, if you study people like Anton Antonopoulos, we're going to get to a point where we're no longer in need of these big companies like YouTube and TikTok, where we are literally slaves to their algorithm. Rolo is right. We have, ever since Andrew Tate got arrested in 2022 and then Fresh and Fit got demonetized, all viewership has been down across the board, flat or declining. Monetizations have been taken away or minimalized. Super chats as well. And again, I look at that as a sign of we're winning. Like, they don't attack people who pose no threat. Like, the military doesn't divert troops to a peaceful area, to like, oh, these peaceful people are a threat. They attack a threat, and we're a threat to their the role calls the gynocentric social order, right? That's the threat that we are attacking. But again, Buddha said it. 3 things always come out: the sun, the moon, and the truth. I'm optimistic for the future. I think the worst days.
You know what else always comes out? Big Mo.
I think the worst days of attack and stuff are behind us, and I really don't think I think we've actually won the war. Like what Sark Chain said, what happened with Trump, it was us leading the charge, all of us. It wasn't people like, I don't know, the Better Man podcast or whatever. I don't even watch this trash. I'm not kidding. I don't have any shitty reference points, but it was us who laid the foundation, and we're going to continue to lay the foundation. This is just the beginning. They had to lie, cheat, steal, and manipulate, and we're still here. Lost.
And we're still here, bro. Just consider how many of us that are here watching this right now, bro, and your government unquestionably doesn't want you to watch us, and we're still here. Like, there's no doubt about this. We can show you the DHS had $70 million set aside for this fucking nonsense, and we can show it to you. Again, guys, Go check out Rollo and me doing the Justin Baldani reaction video we did. We go over step by step what your government did to keep you from watching stuff like this. And there's still 3,200 people watching us right now, in spite of all of that. In spite of all of that we still won.
I want to point out something very important. I know you guys make fun of South Dakota. Do you know who's in charge of the Department of Health, Department of Homeland Security now?
Kristi Noem, your governor.
Kristi Noem, my governor of South Dakota. So you all better be watching what you say about South Dakota and cattle and all that other stuff.
Oh, well, none of us are illegal, so we're fine.
All right, Gabby.
Yeah.
By the way, Donovan's laptop died. That's why he's not here right now.
Oh, that's what happened?
Yeah. But I think if we just keep doing what we're doing right now, time will pass. I think Trump definitely is going to be on our side for free speech, an example of these platforms. We can do pretty well and come back to where we used to be. You know?
I mean, like that whole DHS endeavor is literally illegal now. So we'll see. You know, hopefully YouTube switches their thing, because the thing is, even though I hate the YouTube, I understand that it's a necessary evil to get people to find you.
Tell these bitches to go to hell.
It's a search engine. So I think that was Rollo. So the thing is that you gotta find the people via TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, these bot apps, and then obviously bring them to somewhere where you can talk openly, whether it's a paywall, Rumble, Patreon, whatever it may be. But the point is that I think it's very important that we need to reach more guys, because over the past couple of years under the Biden administration, there's no doubt about it, they've stifled all of us.
Yes.
And in 2025, I've said it before and I'll say it again, we're gonna fucking take over. I'm going live every single day on my channel doing political commentary. I want to go ahead and bring you guys as I rise up with me. And we're going to bring everybody up together in this space, because guys need this shit, whether it's the money through someone like Aaron Clary, who could teach guys how to be more economical. It could be Roll Tomasi referencing the academia alongside Sartain. It could be Angry Man, who's able to touch the urban community and let them know that you got to stop being dumbass niggas. It could be John, who understands the sexual marketplace on a world level. Donovan Sharp, who's a great a speaker. Some other guys in the Red Pill that we want to bring in as well, where we have these discussions. And it could be, everyone go live on their channel. I don't give a fuck about views. I just wanted to get the most reach possible. Everyone go live, and we just do a big ass fucking broadcast once or twice a month. I think the people will love it. I think it'll show unity, and most importantly, you'll be able to have all these minds together. And I think that's critical. We need to do this all 2025. People got to put their fucking egos aside. And I think it's on us as Fresh and Fit, the biggest Red Pill YouTube channel right now on YouTube. We need to unite everybody. It's our responsibility. We're going to bring as many guys to the table as possible, and everyone grow together, and we get this message out, because we've been suppressed for 4 fucking years under the Biden administration. And a lot of people don't know. A lot of these stupid ass YouTubers saying this dumb shit about, oh, this dead, blah, blah, blah.
They fell off.
There's literally legislation, paperwork, where, just like Sartain said, they spent $61 million to suppress this information. Why? Because a guy that understands his value is the most dangerous thing that can happen to a cucked out fucking economy. There's your paper right there.
Guys,
for those that don't believe me.
It is. The Department of Homeland Security made this. This is not diverting hate, misogynistic extremism, the manosphere. This is a document by the federal government saying the word manosphere. This is not me. I'm not sitting there crying wolf. Watch the video where Rollo and I take this apart piece by piece.
There was a congressional
they were diverting
meeting on this
our
too,
fucking
Mike.
traffic.
Mike, they had a whole congressional meeting on this shit as well, saying how it's dangerous. And again, the reason why it's dangerous, guys, because a man that has value and understands his value is very dangerous, okay? Women aren't going to be able to manipulate him. He's not going to be a simp spending a bunch of money on stupid industries that don't benefit him.
V-Day.
Like Valentine's Day, which is why we want to have this podcast on Valentine's Day. A guy that is aware of his value is extremely dangerous. So that's why they do this bullshit. That's why you have these idiots. That's why they go ahead and push idiots like Anus and Reach, Moist Critical, Philion, all these different channels that talk shit about the manosphere, all these different liberal, left-leaning channels that talk shit about masculinity, becoming a better man, self-improvement. They push those channels because they want to keep you poor. They want to keep you fat. They want to keep you stupid. They want to keep you sitting there wasting time on YouTube getting mindless fucking entertainment. They want to keep you watching sports. They don't want you to self-improve, because if you self-improve, you're going to realize that you're living in a fucking dumbass matrix. You're fat, poor, lazy. That's why women don't want you. And if you wake up and you actually do what you need to fucking do, guess what? They can't make money off of you. Yeah. That's why they don't want you guys knowing this fucking information is dangerous.
Also, they were mad that Myron left the actual, government as well.
They might be mad about that too.
They're like, let's get this nigga right now.
Yeah, maybe they, yeah.
But guys, we got to do after hours with the girls right now. Let's do the outros as well as the chats, and then we'll head out of here.
Yeah, we're going to be able to find you guys. And I'm going to coordinate with you guys behind the scenes that we're going to start doing this. I'm telling you, I'm committing to this at least once or twice a month. We need to do this shit.